Hey my dudes, what's going on? Nexius here, bringing you guys another commentary. This is going to be Windwalker Priest versus Subrogue Priest. So this is one of my favorite matchups because on both sides it's kind of setup based. I really enjoy CC setups. It's very satisfying for me. So facing off this comp, stopping their setups or getting our setups, and it's just like a decent fight. I really enjoy this matchup. Windwalker Priest and Windwalker Mage are two of my favorite 2v2 comps for that reason. So in this gameplay here, I want to show you guys how I like to set up with a Priest, how I try to stop the setup with the Rogue, little things like that. Before we get into this gameplay, I do want to give you guys a quick joke as always. So Odin, the guy in Stormheim, Halls of Valor, he's been looking for worthy champions for the longest time. How long do you think he's been looking for us worthy champions? He's been waiting ages. Okay, yeah, I know. It's not funny. Let's get to the gameplay. I just like to give my dad jokes. So here we have a sub-rogue, as I mentioned, so he will be opening with a sap. Sometimes we can get in combat, but most cases the healer will hide behind the pillar until the rogue gets a sap. So there's a sap, opens with a kidney. Now I want to actually go back 1 second, like literally 1 second. The reason why is I need to show you guys something here. So 54, there it is. One more. Come on. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Why is it so hard? 54, 53. Oh my god, that's so difficult. But he actually uses cold blood. You guys can see here, I go to 76% health there. Oh, that's so annoying. One more attempt here. So I'll go down. Maybe we can hit 54 when that's out of the way. Let's see, 53. Of course, the 1 second I want to go to, I can't go to. It's 53 and then 55. The reason why I want to go to 54 is because on that exact frame, it shows the rogue use cold blood. And the reason why I want that to be shown is because I want you guys to see that he uses every cooldown in this opener. He uses Shadow Blades, Symbols of Death, he uses Orc Racial, and he uses Shadow Dance. He also uses cold blood here. And the reason I know this is because earlier I looked at 54, and it showed he used cold blood with his kidney, which makes him do 10% of the target's health. So I lose 10% off that. So the reason why it's important to note this is because this rogue is using every cooldown in his opener, which means it's okay for me to trinket karma right off the bat. And the reason why I'm okay with this is because if I was to say para the rogue or something like that, so if I trinket port, the rogue can still do damage to me. If I trinket para, I don't have para for our setup. So I want to keep my setup for shortly after theirs. That way we can get pressure on and force our own cooldowns, or force their cooldowns, I mean. So that's why I did not want to use, say, Trinket Para or Trinket Pour. I wanted to Trinket Karma because now he can't do anything to me, and he used every cooldown in that opener. Now, here's where it pays off. So we stop here. We can see the priest going for a mind control. So he's going to mind control my priest out of the sap so they can continue to pressure me. So I stopped the mind control with a paralysis. I would not have been able to do that if I went Trinket Para on the rogue or Trinket Pour and then eventually Para. So I wanted to make sure I saved that Para offensively this way. So with my Para on the priest, now my priest can go over in fear. So let's move a bit forward here. You can see my priest over here. He's going for the fear off the para. Now, one other important thing to talk about here is that because his priest is in CC, he might try and shadow step, stun my priest so he cannot fear, and then out of that stun, their priest will fear mine. So it's really important to see these setup mind games. The rogue is going to stun my priest, that way he can't fear. Then my priest will get feared by their priest when he comes out of the para. So the whole objective here is to stop CC chains while also getting CC chains of your own. So knowing that this rogue will want to stun my priest, I immediately go for the leg sweep, as you guys can see right here, the 2-second stun. Now he cannot stun my priest. This allows my priest to safely get the fear on his, which allows me to burst into the rogue with big damage here. As you can see, the rogue could not stun my priest. We get the big fear on his. He's forced to trinket vanish, and that's really great. He's low. Unfortunately, we had no more CC to follow up. We probably could have gotten a mind control from my priest, but we didn't get that. So that's unfortunate. We probably could have forced even evasion off that if he had landed the MC, but instead we immediately run away. This is one of the things you want to do. Once you get cooldowns from your setup, you immediately want to run away. And this isn't as important versus this comp, but against other comps like Destro Lock, Warriors, DKs, where you can get away from them, you definitely want to run away and kite around a pillar like this. That way you can keep your recovery, because most cases you will not do more damage than the enemy. And if you sit there and you stay toe-to-toe, they will pressure you, and then they will do their setup, and you'll take even more damage, forcing cooldowns earlier. So you definitely don't want to do that. You want to actually run away the minute you get a setup. So you can see here we did run away. The rogue came over. We got a bit of free damage on him. Now he Shadow Step kidneys my priest. Now, I parried the priest here. I should not have done this. I should have parried the rogue instead. So this was a mistake on my part. The reason why is because now the priest is on para DR for when we go for our setup. My priest can't follow this up. He's in a stun. So there's no way that my priest will fear off this. On top of that, they are going here. So we want to stop their go. We don't want to go. We want to stop theirs. So I did make a mistake here. I should have parried the rogue. Turns out it's okay, even though this forces my priest to use pain suppression here. So he pain suppressions. This is actually really good because now the rogue is going to blind my priest. He should have saved it. The minute he saw pain sup, he should not have blinded. But he blinds the priest, uses evasion offensively for whatever reason. He should not have done that. So now he has no defensives against me, no evasion, no trinket, only Cloak of Shadows. So we can definitely kill him in the next stun now. So I'm kiting. I want to make sure I don't take too much damage. He does a DR stun. I pour away for the heal. Now here's another mistake right here. So notice how earlier I mentioned the paralysis on the priest being a mistake. This is where it's a mistake, right here. Because I want to para the priest in a second, but I can't because he's on DR. Or I could double stun, but I didn't get the double stun fast enough. I could have gotten it right there. Unfortunately, I did not slow the priest, so he got to my priest just out of the sap. And you can see he fears my priest. That's bad. If I saved my para, or I got the double stun faster, I would have been able to set up right here offensively. My priest wouldn't be in the fear, and my priest wouldn't have to trinket this, as you'll see in a second. He'll trinket something right there. He trinkets a stun, I believe. So we would have saved my priest trinket most likely, and we would have been able to get our offensive setup much smoother. So that was very big of a mistake for me, that para earlier by the pillar, or the fact I didn't get the double stun fast enough. I was too slow. So those are two mistakes I've seen from me in this game. Luckily though, my priest trinkets for the fear. That's why he trinkets. He trinkets to get the fear. The rogue instantly vanishes, so now we immediately go into recovery. Might as well heal up. No point doing too much damage to the priest. As soon as the rogue comes back out, we are ready for a setup. Let's stop right here. So the priest gets out of the fear. The rogue is topped for the most part, but he used his trinket earlier, like 10 seconds ago. So now that the priest has no trinket, the next setup, we will be able to kill this rogue. You can see the rogue also doesn't have a trinket. So the next stun, he's dead for sure. So we're waiting for stun DR in 2 seconds. As soon as the stun DR is off, I go for the para. I go for the leg sweep. There it is. And we go for the burst. No feint on the rogue, so he's taking full damage here. Usually if the rogue feints, he will get 30% reduced damage, but because he didn't use it, he's forced to get pain suppression from his priest. That's perfectly fine. We continue to do damage. Pain sup is off. Clarity of Will being purged, and we kill him in a Windlord right there. So that's basically how that CC went. So you guys can see some of the mistakes here. It's all about stopping setups. It's all about running away the minute your setup is over, and it's all about setting up with your CC as well. And that's why I really like this matchup, as well as the Windwalker Priest composition, is because of the CC. That's what I really enjoy about the game, is the CC. So if we go back real quick again, I just want to show you guys this really clean setup right here. So this is like a really good example. I just love this part. I just want to commentate over this one more time to show you guys. So, of course, Rogue is going to get the opener. He has Sap. Sap, full kidney. I see the Rogue use every cooldown. Immediate Trinket Karma. And then we're getting ready for our setup. I see the Priest going for an MC. So I stop it with an para. I stun the Rogue so he cannot stop my Priest. Stun the Rogue. My Priest can go over in fear. This allows us to do damage. He's about to actually cast Light's Wrath as well to one-shot the Rogue. Unfortunately, the Rogue gets advantage at the last second. Doesn't get hit by the Light's Wrath. Now we run away, as you see, and then the whole thing starts up again, right? So that's basically how it is. Setup versus setup over and over again. It's a lot of fun. I love this comp a lot. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick commentary over a Priest Windwalker versus Priest Rogue match. Thank you guys as always for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.